Welcome to this short series, The West Wing and the Bible, where I like the Bible and the West Wing, and you like the Bible and the West Wing, and we're just discussing it, and we're playing clips from it, and we're up to Season 1, Episode 14, Take This Sabbath Day. Part 1, because we'll do another video about another thing from that episode that's said. But here it is.
You're against capital punishment?
Yes, sir.
Did you study St. Augustine at Stanford?
Yes, sir.
Thomas Aquinas?
Yes, sir.
Two pretty smart guys, right?
Yes, sir.
They believed in that part of the Old Testament which said, "Who sheddeth a man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed."
And Immanuel Kant said that the death penalty is a categorical imperative. But, Mr. President, those writings are from other centuries.
I've got a Harris poll says 71% of the American people support capital punishment.
That's a political problem.
I'm a politician.
Yes, sir.
To me, the discussion point here is around those writings were from another century. And there's a bit, though you might disagree with me here, of what C.S. Lewis would call chronological snobbery. And I'm just not sure the West then, but particularly now, really has a right to say we're better off in any way than in the days of these ancient writings.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, because they're like, these were smart people, but the implication is we're probably smarter. And certainly in the whole concept underlying not just this episode, but often, is the idea of progression, progressive, and we're progressing towards a better future, and that we're leaving behind the past. And the whole with the Enlightenment, and she deploys Immanuel Kant like the great high priest of Enlightenment. And the idea is that's the Dark Ages with Augustine and Aquinas and all the Christian saints and all that. That was dark. But we're enlightened now, and we've got better principles, and we're going to produce a better future. Well, did that do it, the modern world? And Kant, he's ridiculously racist guy. All the categorization of the world into racial subgroups and things. He did that. And lots of people say that was the beginning of racism in the modern sense. He enabled the slave trade to happen with that sort of philosophy that he had. So the idea that he was a smart guy and he's going to guide us to a better future is ridiculous. And we're at a time where, more slavery around the world than in any age before. The worst sharing of wealth. We kill millions of babies every year. We don't care. In fact, we celebrate it very often. It's demanded as a right to do that. Shrug our shoulders about the hellish horrors of the sex industry. And then just the mindless entertainment, the sense of life just is meaningless, empty. We'll just give ourselves... All of that is our world. And those ancients would have gone, what? How have you dragged the world down to those depths? So it's just that way in which it's all clever and well done. But it's always this idea, yeah, we're better than the ancients.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily hold weight. So that one was more around the comment those writings are for another set, a bygone era. Yeah. Does it necessarily... Is it that simple that all these things can just be relegated and now we're better off? I'm not so sure. We'll get more into specifics now from this bygone era in part 2 coming up soon.